during the plenary sessions. Hindi kasi naiwan ng lahat ang gusto nilang mangyari dito sa ASEAN. May I be given the chance to acknowledge the officials here, the Executive Secretary Salvador Medaldia and the members of the Cabinet, former Speaker Feliciano Sani Belmonte Jr., Sir, Lieutenant General Eduardo Año and the Major Service Commanders, Police General Director General Ronald De La Rosa, General Manager Eddie Monreal, Congresswoman Imelda Calixto Rubiano, Ma'am, Mayor Antonio Calixto, Sir, nandito ka palagi. Salamat, Sir, ha? Fellow workers in government, by beloved countrymen. Let me just, before I read the speech prepared, hindi naman talaga ito akin, I'm getting tired actually. But for the reason that we are hosting the ASEAN Summit next November, I have to go around ASEAN countries and get their views on what will be the policy or policies of ASEAN vis-a-vis with the rest of the world. We're trying to get a unified stand, especially so now that every other bloc of nations, whether in Europe, may EU sila, then you have this plan, may APEC, WTO. It seems that the trade policies of the world are convoluted, and we do not seem to get a clear view of where we stand with the poor nations. Kagaya yung TPP, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, mabutit na lang hindi tinuloy ni Obama kasi napaka mali na policy yan, and it was initiated by it's an American idea actually. Kung sumunod tayo doon sa PPP, of which I think we will not qualify because we are not that modern in a sense that we have to catch up with the technology. Ang pinaka-example ko lang dyan sa TPP is mawala yung generic. We have a law governing generic so that we can buy cheaper medicines. Kung yung mag-TPP ka, hindi ka makapagbili ng generic. Either we bought from India and Pakistan. Talagang mura ang generic nila. And we can save a lot for our country. But kung pumasok tayo doon, nagkamali tayo, you will not be able to sell medicines na hindi branded. Then it would be a day ruled again by the rich multinationals. Yung mga bagay na to na apparently it is intended to help, but it is not. It's a reuse everywhere, every day. And I am glad that Trump said that he will throw to the garbage can yung TPP. Otherwise, it will still create a lot of problems for all of us here in Asia. We are promoting generic because we are a poor nation and we can buy the medicines at cost sa India, Pakistan. And yet, there is a dumper which says that we cannot, if we are a member of the TPP, you cannot sell. You still have to go to the branded ones, the multinationals, which are very, very expensive. And even yung mga diabetes, hypertension, and everything that's taken every day, it would cost a lot of money. And, to our disadvantage. Now, I'd like to, I will not entertain questions now because I'm in a hurry. I was expected to land there in Cambodia at 1:30, but we had a meeting with the ASEAN Secretariat, pati yung Secretary General. And there are a lot of things that bago ako makapunta, from this I go to Singapore, again to sound him off. Mayroon na akong importanteng sabihin. Si Andrea Domingo sa PAGCOR, nagbigay siya, sir, ng 5 billion. So right there and then, sabi ko kay DSWD na ibigay ko itong 1 billion for all of the Filipinos now, today, to buy the medicines. Yung lahat ng Pilipino may hawak-hawak ng resita, from the PGH to mga government hospitals. At saka yung pribado na may mga medisina kayo hawak-hawak, mga reseta, tawag nga sa ating lingwahe, to go to the nearest DSWD and you can ask for your medicines there. It's 1 billion I released the other day. Ngayon, yun namang mga may advice to itong tinamaan ng droga. And if you are really on the program of the health officers of the city, na dyan lang kayo sa bahay, mas mabuti na hindi kayo lumabas ng bahay, magkulong na lang kayo ng bahay, kasi pag nakita ko kasayo sa labas, dadamputin kita. Diyan na lang kayo sa bahay at wait for in about 1 or 2 days, I also released another 1 billion kasi 5 ang binigay ni Andrea Domingo ng PAGCOR na doon na ninyo kunin yung mga medications ninyo. There are about 4 billion of you. I do not know if it would be enough. But I still have the 3. Nag-hold lang ako. And you can buy your medicines. For example, the tranquilizers, the medicines that would keep you calm, medicines that would restore your sanity kung mahabol pa. You just stay in the house and I will order the medical workers all around the country to go around the areas at yung may tinamaan ng droga who are there for yung sa bahay lang ang treatment. Ang mahal dyan kasi yung medisina. So it behooves upon now that the DSWD to make the announcement and if possible to find out kung saan yun sila nakatira at titignan yung medisina and to supply the addicts some medications that are needed. Really, it's a parang ano yan it's a combination of depression and but mahal, but I hope that 1 billion would go a long way to treat you this Christmas. Ngayon, pag talagang loko-loko na, tapos walang alibyo na ang katawan, hindi na masauli, may nagpadala rin ako ng mga lubid. Magbigti na lang kayo mga putang. Sinasabi ko sa inyo, wag eh. I leave today for the state visits to the Kingdom of Cambodia and the Republic of Singapore. These state visits will reaffirm our relations with our close neighbors in Southeast Asia and seek to further strengthen our engagement with our brothers in the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEANs. In Cambodia, I will have the honor of meeting His Majesty King Norodom Sihanouk, who invited me to undertake the state visit. The ties between His Majesty's family, anak ito ni Norodom Sihanouk, pati yung maganda ang nanay nito, during her time. The ties between his family and the family of the Philippines run long and deep. It is a strong foundation for true friendships that must be renewed. In Cambodia, I will likewise meet with Prime Minister Hun Sen to discuss the ways to further intensifying bilateral cooperation on issues of mutual concern. These include defense and security measures, bilateral trade and investments, law enforcement, and the war against illegal trade of drugs, the protection of Filipino and Cambodian migrant workers, and the cultural and tourism cooperation. Marami tayong mga kababayan na sa Cambodia. As the Philippines and Cambodia prepare to commemorate the 60 years of diplomatic relations in 2017, I look forward to conclude a state visit that will bring our nations and our peoples even closer. In Cambodia, I will proceed directly to Singapore, where I shall meet President Tony Tan Keng Yam and President Minister Lee Swee Dong. Singapore and the Philippines are exceptional, but there are issues of mutual concern we can work on and with the areas with room of significant growth. With growth of an area of focus, both governments need to ensure a safe and secure environment for businesses to thrive. I will also discuss further increasing the levels of two-way trade and investments in Singapore as I seek to strengthen defense and security cooperation to address traditional and emerging threats that undermine progress. Alam mo, in Sulu now, there's a group there, extremist, maybe ISIS, which is led by a Singaporean. And merong mga Malaysians pati Indonesians and Filipinos. And you'd be surprised that Singaporean is a nation, a very, very strict criminal laws, and yet they're able to nurture a cell there of terrorists. Countering terrorism, violent extremism, and the radicalization will be the key areas of discussion, as well as the war on illegal drugs. In both state visits, I shall meet with key business leaders to identify mutually beneficial areas of partnership in order to enhance bilateral trade and investment. With ASEAN integration, it is important that we harness the economic strengths and complementaries in our region to sustain growth beneficial to all. These introductory visits of mine are vital in the lead-up to the Philippine chairmanship of ASEAN in 2017. This leadership role requires that we listen to all ASEAN brothers in order to build a common action agenda that will strengthen Southeast Asia for the benefits of its citizens. As always, I will devote time to meet Filipino community, our countrymen who work hard and sacrifice a lot will always have my ready ear and earnest attention. As the year 2016 grows to a close, I am humbled by the opportunities given me as a president to advance and protect our national interest. I shall be singular in my resolve to uphold our independent foreign policy that serves our nation and our people. Daghang salamat. No questions.